Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I prepared some more tips, tricks and advices for your successful gameplay in game called Football Management Ultra. I have already on my YouTube channel few more other videos of this game, and I tried to in each video of this game to put different tips and tricks. So it is essential to you watch all other videos of this great game, so to learn different tips and tricks about this game that I put. So today I have prepared for you some very useful tips and tricks, so to say, and I think this is one of the most important tips and advices for you, because today I will be introducing you and telling you what players to buy and what players to sell, which to be successful in your league and so get ranked high on in your league, so to say, and in other games. So let's start it. Okay, so there is some sort of philosophy, so to say, in this game that is proven very useful and very right to the point, so to say, very efficient, so to say. I played this game over 5 years. Yes, over 5 years I played this game, so it is proven the best tactic in game. And so, for example, to prove you that I played this game over 5 years, just look how many I have daily logins and just calculate each year have over 300 days, and so it is almost over 5 years I played this game. And also by contacting with other football managements that play this game, players that play this game, they also use this tactic. So I advise you to use also this tactic, because it is proven the best to be ranked high in tournaments. For example, I am for now ranked number 2 in my tournament, and so now let me show you how that philosophy, so to say, it is philosophy now, because it is bigger than just some advice or tips and tricks. It is really philosophy. Okay, I already made introduction too much big. Now let's get to the point. Alright, so point is, I will try to be as short as I can, and if you didn't understood me, just put comment on this video or any other videos of this great game on my YouTube channel, and I will try to help you about this game if you maybe didn't understood something. Okay, so point to have very strong and successful team is to buy, so to say, to buy and have very old players in your first team. So in your first team, okay, this is your first team, first squad, so to say, it is point to have old players that you're gonna buy for very cheap price, because they are not expensive, because they are old, but they have very nice skills. For example, like this, they have very nice skills, but didn't cost me very much. Of course, he will not play too much season for me. He will play about 2 maybe more seasons, and he will retire. But money that I buy old player is ridiculously low in compare when you're gonna buy some very young players. So point is, like I said, to buy very old players, and other thing that is important, the most important why to buy old players, is because they almost all they have very big routine. As you can see, of this player routine is 64.5, which is very enormous number and very nice. So you have two great things from buying, so to say, let's say three great things from buying old players. So when you buy old players, you get big routine. That is number one. Number two, you get to buy him for very cheap, very low price. That is number two. And number three is that they have very nice skills. Of course, you don't want to buy very old players that have awful skills, very bad skills. So when you buy players old, also look to they have very strong skills. For example, let me show you how much I paid some of those old players. For example, let's see this one. Let's go to this one and just look how big his routine that. And this is, I use some program called FMO. Here we are in Temper Monkey. This is FMO Rec program that show me how much rec is of this player, or 6, and just look how much I paid him. It is ridiculous amount of money for this such great player. Never young player can be so good like this one, because young player simply cannot have this big routine, and big routine is especially important for forward players. And as you can see, with which price I bought him, only almost less than 300 millions I spent on him, just 300 millions, which is ridiculous for such good player. I know he will not playing for me 10 seasons or more, but who cares when he have very big routine? What can I do from player that have low routine but very young and maybe have good skills, or I have to wait to he get good skills? It is just ridiculous to do that. So I advise you to just, for your first team, just buy old players and look for lower prices to buy them. Best in Europe time, when in Europe is at night, over 11 hours or so, because then most of the people that play this game are not online, so you can buy it very cheaply. But not many players you can buy at those times, but you can buy it very cheaply, because no one gonna bid for that player that you wanna buy. And just look how many I just bought him, with how many money I bought him. It is ridiculous. And just look how many goals and assists he scored. It is amazing. It is amazing. And that is why I ranked it high. That is the crucial point of those philosophies. So to buy old players with big routine and just look for best skills to have, and there is always some players that have very nice skills, like this one, for example. Just be patient to buy them for cheap price. I advise you to buy them less than 500 millions to buy it, because it is really their value. And there is something more important to show you. Today do not retire you fast. So to say, today play for your team longer, and usually they retire at me when they have 36 years old, which is great. I usually buy them when they have 33 or 34 years, and then they will be playing me for me 2 or 3 seasons, and all that for just 300 millions of money, so which is ridiculously good. I don't care to get bothered with young players that don't have good skills, they don't have big routine, and then to wait to get big routine. It is ridiculous. It is pointless. So just buy old players and wait till they retire and buy another player on his position, and everything gonna be fine. Okay, now let me show you something very interesting that is most important. So just go here where is your level and now let me see where that is. Not here, not here. I forgot where it is, but stick with me because this is very important. Financial, no. And here we are. So I advise you to upgrade this stuff, physio, at maximum level, because as you can see what is most important. I will in special video describe you all these kind of things, what best stuff to upgrade. So because I already make this video a lot bigger, I will now just focus more to tell you about older players to buy and younger players, some more tips and tricks. But now I just wanted to show you that when you upgrade physio, no, it is not a physio. I forgot where it is that it can retire for. Okay, let's see. Just stick with me. Faster, lower. Yes, it physio. Sorry, I didn't see it. So it physio, when you upgrade at higher level, for example, as you can see at 3rd level, it give you 20% lower chance of players for retiring. And from my experience, when I upgraded to level 3 this stuff, physio, it really almost every player retire for me at 36, or even happens that retire with 37 years old. So it is very nice, very nice. So that old player that you bought will be playing for your team a lot longer. Okay, now let's go back and tell you more about buying older players and selling young players. Okay, so you buy old players for first team. As you can see, at my first team, this is 32 years old, this is 35 years old, 35 years old, and so on. And I have few young players because I need some players that are from my country, and it is very hard to find good players that are old and to get them for very cheap price that is from my country. But when you look for players that are not from your country, then you will easily find some gems, so to say, some pearls, some very special, very nice player like this one for very cheap price. And for your other players, for example like this, they are from my country, you bought them if you want, if you cannot find old players, then you can buy just young players, just to fill spots. Of course, look to they have get nice skills. I explain in other videos which skill is good for which position, so I will not tell you this in this video. In this I will just focus you on this buying older players and for cheap money. Don't buy old player or 500 millions, because you can really find for cheaper price. For lower price you can find less than 5 million. For example, let's see how much I paid this player that is 35 years old, and here we are what amount I paid him, and he played for me over 4 seasons and he still don't want to retire. And just look how amazing statistics are for him. Just look how many goals and assists he had. So what more I can tell you? Okay, let's get out of here. So now you see what is the real point of buying old players and selling young players. That is the real point. So buying old players and sell young players for big money. That is the real point and the real philosophy in this game if you want to be successful. Now let me show you. So where were we? So for my first team, they are always, I try to be always old players, and whenever I have some young player, I always sell them for big money, because many people in this game think that younger players are more worth than older players, and now I disprove you that older players are better than younger players, because they have bigger routine and you can buy them with lower price, so to say cheaper price. And if you want as substitution for your first team, you can have from your youth academy some players that are not so good, so to not spend money on buying new players for your reserve substitutions, you just hold some players that developed very nicely. For example, this player is very nice from my academy, Young Academy, and he developed very nice, so he'll be very good substitution for my first team. And I will never use them for first team if I only use those young players if they in my first team are injured, some player, or have red card. Because why I should use, for example, this player when it have such low routine and also not so have good skills? Because you cannot find such player that is young and have good skills like old player that have good skills, because old player developed already to maximum, and so that's why old players have good skills. I hope I didn't make all this too much complicated. You just comment on this video or other videos on my channel if you didn't understood something, and I will more explain you. Only bad thing at old players is because their skills rapidly are falling down, but trust me, they fall down very slowly by 1 skill per training, which is ridiculous. For example, this my forward have finishing and long shots very big, and if it lowers, if at my team over 3 seasons, that finishing and long shots will be lower by 5 or 10 points, which is ridiculous. He will be again amazing striker. So that is the whole point. That is real philosophy of this game, to buy old players for your first team, sell your young players for very big amount of money, and when you look to buy old players, look to they have of course to have big routine over 50, I advise you, or it can pass over 40 routine. It is also nice, but I advise you as much as it can. I usually buy players that have 80 skill, 80 routine. It is really can be found with very cheap price, or less than 500 millions, which is ridiculously low for such good players. That is not any younger players can give you such good thing. Okay, I think you understood me good. If you didn't understood me, just comment and I will try to help you. In my other videos I will show you more tips and tricks about this game, what each of this stuff is best to upgrade and what stuff of this give you and what to not upgrade. And I will also try to describe you at what price to sell your players. I didn't too much talked about it in my other videos. Yes, I talked about with which price to sell 4.5 and 4 stars, which is best price to sell them. Just look for my videos. I think it is called Football Management Game, that my video is called. And for 5 stars I will explain you more, and also I will explain you more which to not have from Yacht Academy, which to not hold. That is, for example, let me show you. For example, this position I don't advise you to have at your squad because it is very hard to sell it, and more I will tips and tricks. I already made this a lot bigger video than I hope, so I hope that this video will be a lot less, but it is big subject and big philosophy to tell you about it. Okay, so that would be it for this video. I hope you learned something new. I hope you enjoyed in this video. Sorry if I not put any music in this video because of copyrights of YouTube. If I put any music, they will be shut down my video. And of course, as some little support for what I'm doing, please subscribe to my channel, leave some like on my videos. I try to make and find some games that are good to play and spend times, as I want to call them, to find pearls in oceans of games that are good to play. So as some little support, please subscribe to my channel. Every support is nice. Leave some like on videos, and if you didn't something understood, just put comment and I'll try to help you. Okay, I hope you enjoyed in this video and found this video very helpful and useful, and see you next time in next video. Bye.